Today we're going to be making 36 Christmas cards using the Sweet Christmas Treat 6x8 Quick Card Collection, plus the white card bases, the top folding ones, and the crystal clear shaker mix from Paper Roll Studio. I'm going to show you how to do this and make several different designs using these supplies. I did have to pull in an extra pack of the Sweet Christmas Treats quick card embossed die cuts. So this is the paper that comes in the kit. You get 18 double-sided 6x8 sheets. There's a look at the paper. And you also get a photo inspiration sheet that has different card designs you can case. And you get 4 sheets of the embossed die cuts. One sheet's just all images, and then the other 3 have sentiments on them as well. So it makes for quick, easy cards. Now I'm going to cut my 6x8 paper down to 4x5 1/4, and I'm going to do this for each of the sheets right off the bat. And I'm just going to show you the one that I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you how I go about mass producing using this kind of product. So what I do is I cut everything, and then I go ahead and I make them into different stacks. I put them sort them into trays, and I like the stack and sort trays from scrapbook.com. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop out all my die cut pieces, put them in another stack and sort tray, and then I can start building my card. So I'm going to start with adding a card front to the pre-made card bases, and that makes everything so much easier. So I've got that. I'm going to add the inside piece to each of the cards when I remember. And for this one, I'm going to add the little poinsettia. I've popped it up, and I'm going to pop it up now. So this is one of the embossed die cuts. I'm going to pop that up. Came in the kit. Super easy. And when I checked the website, if I counted right, there are 51 different 6x8 quick card collections in the store for Paper Rose Studio on their website. So and they're all different ranges, all different themes. They all go with some of the other collections, so you can pick and choose what collection you like and make some cute holiday cards. So I moved on to our next card. We're going to add a little gnome here. I changed my mind. We added the skate. I forgot. And then I'll just attach my little sentiment with the little foam squares, pop it on there, and move right along. Now, to make all these cards, it took me, because I know somebody's going to ask, it took me an hour and 40-something minutes to make all 36 cards in this way by batching each step and then creating the cards. And then I didn't embellish anything until the very, very end. And I'll show you how I embellished each of the cards at the very end of the video. But this is a great way to mass produce cards, especially for the holidays. They're super easy. It's super inexpensive. If I did the math right, I believe you're paying like maybe 30-something cents per card, basically. If I did the math right. I'll have to do some math and figure that out for y'all. But anyway, so I'm just gonna go through, make these cards. I added different elements to each one of them. I changed the designs up a little bit. You can see the little strips up at the top. Those are what was left off of one side, that 1/4-inch strip. I saved it. I used those on some of the cards to make them a little bit different. I like the quick card kits or quick card collections because it's 6x8 paper. That's a good thing. And one step, but you can get 2 card fronts from one of those sheets. Plus you have that little strip extra. So you really get more bang for your buck. Plus you're already getting the die cuts in there. And you could technically, if you didn't want to cut them in half or make card fronts, or if you're using a different size, you could pretty much just fold the paper in half and have a card base, because it's thicker cardstock than the regular pattern paper. It's just a little bit thicker. It's more heavier GSM. It is a 200 GSM cardstock, whereas the pattern paper is, let me pull this pack and I can tell you, The pattern paper is also 200 GSM, so it just felt thicker. It's really not. Interesting. So, we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to add, I did add foam dimension behind each one of the little focal images. That way it gives every card a little bit of some kind of element. And you can see here I'm using those strips. I'm just going to add one of those little 1/4-inch strips right down the center of this card. And I'm going to pop my focal image on there, and I'll cut the rest of that off. Now, I will have photos of each of the groups of cards up on my blog that coordinates with this. You'll find that link below in the video description, along with the supplies that I used today, in case you want to pick any up. And I will try to see if scrapbook.com has this particular card kit and have that linked as well. If not, I know it is in stock on the Paper Rose Studio website. I had to think for a minute the word I was looking for, because y'all know words are hard some days. All right, now right here, all I'm doing is cutting off the little tabs that didn't come off. The die cuts, you just pop them out and you're ready to go. All right, for this card, I just added one of those 1/2-inch strips to the front that I would normally put on the inside. I've added my embossed sentiment that just says peace. I'm adding some of the smaller embossed die cuts to that card to add a little bit of bling to it. And I'm going to move on to the next card. But as I said, these are super easy to put together. It took me to do 36 cards, about an hour, 45 minutes, as I said before. So, by using the pre-cut card bases, using the batch step technique, it went super fast. I was very surprised. And that did take in consideration me having to go and grab another pack of the embossed die cuts because I ran out. I didn't have enough sentiment, so I had to go grab that other pack, open that up. That's why I had it, just in case. And I did go through 1.5 packs of the pre-made card bases. And those card bases come in A2. And they come in top folding and regular fold. But they also, Paper Rose Studio also has them in imperial size, or not imperial, metric, plus they have some fun fold designs as well, and window designs. Plus there's a square pack of cards, envelopes. I believe the squares are 6x6. I have a pack coming. I haven't seen them yet, so I was curious, so I had to order a pack to see what they look like. So I'm just coming through, and I have each pattern card front for the same card front into a little container, I said. And I just go through and add them to the front of my cards. And then I can add the embellishments. I can add the inside pieces right then. And do my focal panel. So like for this card, I'm using one of the little poinsettias. I'm going to pop that on in just a second. I'm going to add this little strip over here. That was, again, left over. That would have just got thrown away. But I'm a cheap chicken, so we're going to use those. I like to use those anyway for the insides of the card as well as for the front of them. I did do 2 on that side on this card. A little bit darker one, the wood grain pattern, and that I'm going to tuck that sentiment right up in there. Cut those edges off, and bam, quick Christmas card. That's different than what anybody else is going to get. So, that's what I really love about these card kits. I can't talk to y'all enough about why these are so good and such a good buy, especially for the holidays, because you can sit and create those unique cards with just very little supplies. So, all I really used was the stuff in the card kit and a couple packs of the A2 cards and the crystal clear embellishment mix. And that was it. That's all I did for them. I did have to add another pack of the Sweet Christmas treats embossed die cuts for the cards. So let me check something real fast. Okay, I just went to the website and checked, and it's the Sweet Christmas treats embossed die cuts and sentiments. is the one that coordinates with the card kit. So it has the big circles with all the sentiments and all that. So, because there's a couple other different embossed die cuts in there and cut apart. So there's that. Plus, you have all the different pattern papers. There's like the 6x6. I think there was a 12x12. And I believe there may even be a regular card kit, which is a little bit more expensive. But it comes actually with the 6x6 pattern paper pack. Now, over on my blog today also is I have another Paper Row Studio set of cards that went up today that feature the new Halloween Hollow collection. There are 3 little Halloween cards that were super quick and easy Halloween cards if you're in the last minute ditch for Halloween cards. So there's that. Now this one, I decided that I would put the gingham strips across the pink. And looking back, I wished I would have left a tiny bit strip of that pink showing underneath. It just would have made that card pop a little bit more. I mean, it's a great design, but that little strip of pink would have just took it right up a little bit extra. So I'm just going to add the little peppermint sucker on the left-hand side. I'm going to add my little sentiment over here. I'm going to pop it up. And I just chose the one that says Merry Christmas. And then I've put the candy cane over on that side as well. And that's that card. So we're going to move on to our next set of cards. This one is more of those landscapey cards. My favorite set of cards in this whole collection are at the very end, where we are making cards. The embellish, you'll see them at the end in just a little bit. That was my favorite pattern. I thought it was beautiful. I love this pattern right here. It's very soft and serene and very peaceful. And there's several sentiments in there. You have Noel. In the die cuts, you have peace, peace on earth, Christmas wishes, winter wishes, celebrate love, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, ho ho ho, Noel, sparkle, cheers, and a few others. So there's all kinds of little sentiments in this pack that are super great. So that's why I like these card kits because they're easy to use and they make quick cards, especially for holidays. I can't say that for y'all enough. So this one I kept super simple. I just added a sentiment on it and that was it. So next card, and I forgot to add the inside piece. I did this a lot. I forgot to add the inside piece several times. So sorry about that, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and do our next set. I pulled up my next stack of card fronts. This one is all gingerbread house themed. So we're going to add our little sentiment. I just chose the one that said love. And I'm going to add a couple of the embossed die cuts. I chose the little hot cocoa. I'm going to move it to the other side because I didn't like it over there. So there's that little hot cocoa cup. And then I'm going to add a couple of the gingerbread cookies. I'm going to add that one right there. And I guess that was the only one I added. All right, so I forgot to add the inside piece. And since they were there, why not add them? So I'm going to go ahead and do our next one. We will go ahead and pop that on. Same card front. That's the great thing about these. I think there was 3 or 4 of the same pattern in each pack. All right, I just went and checked my sheet. There's 3 each of the 12 designs. And they're each double-sided, so that makes your 18 pieces of pattern paper. And then you have the 1 sentiment sheet, 3 pop-out die-cut sheets, and the inspiration sheet in these card kits. And I think it's under $30 Australian. So whatever that averages out to in the US, I have no idea. Some of my international friends can let me know because Rick's not doing the math on that. All right, so for this one, I took 2 of the small strips of the wood grain paper, added across the top with that piece that went with the gingerbread house, added the sentiment, ho, 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 added the macaron right there underneath. I did add a couple of this is the peppermint twist candy, And we added a gingerbread cookie up at the top to make a little cluster. And that was it. So then we're moving on to our next one. Now, this is what I like about these also. You see the strip in the middle. It looks like you have die cut and layered that without a lot of work. That's what I like about them. Because they've done most of the work for you. And you don't have to do all kinds of cutting and layering. You can just pop those babies right together and move right on. That's what I like about it. Now, this one, I changed my mind and decided I wanted that strip on the cross there before the sentiment. So I went back and did that. I'm going to add this little strip to the inside. I'm going to pop on one of these circle die cuts. I'm running low on my little tape there. And then I'll pop that one on. I'm going to add my little sentiment. Again, I didn't have to do nothing. There was no stamping involved. These were super quick. I mean, an hour and 45 minutes for 36 cards. You can't beat it. Now, this one I had to... This is where I realized, oh, I don't have enough sentiments. So I'm going to have to go grab the other pack. So I had to set this one to the side after I got the card front on and the paper on the inside. And I went and finished this stack right here. And then I got my other pack and went through it. So for this card, I'm going to add the little Christmas tree. And the embossed detail on these are fabulous. There's just certain areas that are embossed on the embossed die cuts. Like it's pretty much the main area. And it just adds that little extra bit of shine. It doesn't really come over well in the video. But it's there. So what I did this time is I divided out the smaller embossed die cuts with the sentiments on a separate tray and then the big circles on a different tray. That was a lot easier. I didn't know why I didn't think of that in the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this group of cards. And I'm going to add that inside piece right here. And I did use that. That's the only place I used the gingham. Was that one on the front, those two little strips, and then on the inside pieces of these. I mean, it's a pretty gingham. I don't know why I didn't use it more. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous little pattern paper right there. So, we'll go ahead and pop that card front on. And we'll pop this inside piece right in there for this set of cards. I think I made 3 of these. And I will pop on another little embossed die cut tree in his little paper, in his little basket. Add our little sentiment. And bam, boom, that's another card made. So, here we go with our next set of cards. I made the most of this set, I believe. With the little gnomes going down the center. I don't know how I ended up with more of those than the others. I don't have a clue. But I did. So, there's a few more of these in this design. So, I'm just going to pop on this large die cut circle. This has got a little gingerbread train on it and a little gnome in the background. We're going to pop up our little fa la la ho ho ho. And move right along. Now, after I add that inside piece, because Lord knows Rick can't do it. So we'll go ahead and add that for our holiday card. And we will pop on this one. I hope y'all are enjoying the holiday card series, by the way, that we're in the middle of. It's going strong. I don't remember what number of video this is. 6, 7, I don't have a clue. But we still have a few to go. Through the end of the month, I believe is how I'm doing it. And I just popped on back to the card for a second. I popped on that little gnome. Now that little sucker, I tore the end off. So I just tucked it behind him. No one will ever know. So I'm fixing to switch out because I'm running out of liquid glue. I'll eventually end up switching that out to a tape runner. And I had to crease my card right there because I messed it up. So we'll go ahead and pop on this card front. And you can see I made like 3 or 4 of these with this pattern paper. I obviously liked it a lot. So let me know in the comments if you like to make different cards for everybody, or if you like to use the same stuff and just make one design or 1 or 2 designs and that's it. Let me know in the comments below what you like to do. If you like to do individual cards with different designs or 1 or 2 of the same designs and be done with it. I'll go back and forth. well, with my job, since I do this as a living, I have all kinds of Christmas cards, and I don't even send them out that much because I forget. I'm not the greatest at sending out cards. That's for sure. All right, we're going to go ahead and add that card on. I see I switched over to the tape runner. I got smart. I found it's actually a lot easier to do with the tape runner than it is the liquid glue, by the way. So you can just add a couple of strips and be done. All right, we got a couple more of these. After Rick, again, forgot his inside piece. So we'll pop that on. We'll pop on this one. There is our little pretty... this is my favorite one's coming up right here. And it's probably because it has poinsettias. Because Rick loves poinsettias. Alright, so we'll pop on this little circle die cut. And that's another one of those little gingerbread trains. Or add our little sentiment. And add our inside piece because Rick forgot it. Shocker there at this point. Alright, so here is our final set of cards. I'm going to add that. See that beautiful paper? That's just gorgeous. I love it. For this one, I'm going to add a little bow out of the embossed die cuts right there in that little corner. Add a sentiment. Bing, bang, done. So next one, I've used that same card front on each one of them. I didn't use the gingham. I just loved this card front. I thought it was beautiful with that wreath of poinsettias going around. So I'm going to go ahead and add that inside gingham piece. And for this one, I'm going to take and cover up the little treat tray. And I'm going to use one of our circle die cuts. And I'm going to pop that on and replace it with a treat tray. Cut the edge off. And add our little sentiment. I'm going to add love right underneath it. And move right along. This is our last card in for this kit. And I'm going to pop that on. I'm going to use one of the large poinsettia embossed die cuts. I'm going to add this piece right here. And this time, I didn't. I used the gingham. I could have swore I used the poinsettia piece on there somewhere. So we're going to pop that poinsettia right there in that opening. And then I will pop on my little sentiment. And then we're going to go to embellishing. And all I'd use 3 to 5 crystal clear embellishments on each of the cards. Pop them on or scattered around in our normal way. And here is a look at all of the cards that we made. I am going to have to move these up in just a second. But there is design number 1, number 2, number 3 pattern. And number 4, pattern number 4. Pattern number 5. Card design number 6. 7. Card design number 8. And I'm going to move them up in just a minute. Card design number 9. Here we're going to push these up so we can get them all on camera. There's card design number 9. And 10. 11. And 12. So there's a look at all the cards. If you'd like any of the supplies, you can get them down in the link below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.